You're watching the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Today's show, Dallas Cowboys Camp winners and losers, updated edition, 10 winners, 5 losers, a little bit different than the previous version that we had here on the channel. But the first 2 names have not changed because I think they can. Anthony Brown is our first camp winner. Of all the Cowboys players, he might be the best one so far. He has been balling and thriving at this point for the Cowboys organization. Now remember, folks, we've done this video before. I'll make sure it's in the comments section and in the description if you want to look at that version. Some of the names have changed, but I wanted to look at other guys beyond the same 7, 8, 9, 10 guys. Micah Parsons continues to remain a winner, by the way. I think more pass rusher than pure linebacker, which I think is a great thing for the Dallas Cowboys organization. You add Anthony Barr, and Parsons has looked awesome. He is beating everyone he faces, both Terrence Steele and Tyron Smith as well. I fully expect a big-time, massive campaign this season out of Micah Parsons. Let's go to the number 1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. He also looks awesome right now. The Dak and Lamb chemistry is clicking very well. He has been by far, it's a low bar to clear, I guess, the team's number 1 wide receiver. Plus, look at that visor look. That is unbelievably hot. And if that's how Lamb's going to rock his gear this year, I mean, I'm a big fan of look good, feel good, play good. That's CeeDee Lamb to a T right now. He has been balling so far at Cowboys camp. I am very excited about him this year. Now here's our next question. How many touchdown catches will CeeDee Lamb have this year? Is it double digits or is it still more in the 7, 8, 9 range? Sound off for me in the comment section. Back to defense, which overall has won things a little bit more than the offense, which tends to happen early on in camp. That's how most things go. Some drills are better for the offense, some better for the defense, i.e. one-on-ones, favor the offense. But Osa Odighizuwa has been thriving so far in camp. And of all the potential second-year breakout players, this one might be the most on track towards occurring since Micah Parsons already broke out, of course, in year 1. The big thing this Cowboys team is lacking is a dynamic presence on the interior of the D-line. And hopefully, Agent 0097, Osa Odighizuwa, can emerge as that true second-year jump candidate. I am excited about him this year. So which side of the ball for the Cowboys in 2022 for the actual games that matter? Which side of the ball will be better? Type in O for offense, or you can type in D for defense. This question is the pinned comments on today's show. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know, O or D. Back to the offense. Dennis Houston, the undrafted rookie free agent wide receiver, has been getting reps with the ones. Sometimes even over Jalen Tolbert, as weird as that might sound. Houston has impressed the coaches, and I think that really dates back to minicamp and OTAs. The team has praised his releases, his route running, etc. With James Washington banged up, Houston got the reps with ones. Not anyone else of the receivers, not Noah Brown or TJ Vasher, Fehoko, etc. Dennis Houston, shockingly, got those reps with the ones. It makes him an obvious winner. Now, overall, the receivers have shown some nice stuff. The other 4 guys I want to mention in this order in terms of impressing, by the way, is Noah Brown, TJ Vasher, Simi Fehoko, and Brandon Smith also in that conversation as well. But the numbers game is still real at wide receiver. Lamb, Tolbert are roster locks. Everybody else, kind of up for grabs. I think Noah Brown might make it. If they carry Michael Gallup through and it doesn't go on the PUP list, that leaves 2 spots, I think, at maximum, especially if Kevontae Turpin ends up being your punt returner. So, of the young, impressing wide receivers so far, if you have to cut one, who is it? Type in DH for Dennis Houston, type in TJ for TJ Vasher, or SF for Simi Fehoko. If you have to cut one, let me know who it is in the comments section. More receiver or offensive winners, I should say. We're focusing on that side because last time we focused so much on the defense. Sean McKeon, in part because of injuries to Jeremy Sprinkle and to Jake Ferguson, minor ones, by the way. Sean McKeon has firmly established himself as tight end 2. He's made some nice plays in camp, and with massive uncertainty beyond Lamb and Tolbert right now at wide receiver, I think the Cowboys are trending towards using more 12 personnel and 21 personnel. That means more Zeke and Tony Pollard and or more of Dalton Schultz and Sean McKeon. I am not sold yet on McKeon being a long-term piece, but I am happy to give credit when it's due, and he's looked quite good so far at Cowboys Training Camp. So hopefully he and Schultz can provide some nice 1-2 punch at the tight end position. Now, the Cowboys Report is also available on Rumble. Give us a follow for free. We've got uncensored videos, so if I drop an F-bomb, it's all good. You can still hear the uncensored version on Rumble. You can play it more podcast style, and it's free. We also have Cowboys Report After Hours exclusive live segment. If you want that, got to be following us. Rumble.com/Cowboys TV. Link is right there at the bottom of your screen. Let's go to Rico Dowdle right now. There was some, is he on the roster bubble, is he not, etc. Dowdle was flashing a lot. He looked a bit quicker, a bit faster this year, after having injury issues last year and for OTA/minicamp. Unfortunately, Dowdle did catch COVID, so he's a little bit further down on the list at this point. But Dowdle, I think, is the favorite to be the running back number 3 for the Cowboys in 2022. Leighton, Vander, Esch is next up here, and I went back and forth on a lot of these last 3 names. There's plenty of people who I've left off, and I mean no disrespect by doing so. But I do think Vander Esch is having a very strong camp, and I'm starting to wonder more and more if maybe not having to play alongside Jalen Smith and having to try to cover for him all the time and benefiting from playing alongside Micah Parsons instead has drastically changed LVE's game, at least made him more confident. He is one of the defensive play callers in terms of having the helmet on and the mic inside. He and Jourdan Lewis handle those responsibilities. He's looked sharp. The Anthony Barr signing was not about Leighton Vander Esch. It was about letting Parsons play more edge and adding depth at a spot you needed extra depth. You guys, of course, follow camp closely because you're real ones. So name a training camp winner so far for the Dallas Cowboys. Could be someone I've mentioned, maybe someone I've not mentioned, like Dak Prescott. On this list, he had a great day on Thursday. The deep ball kind of clicking a bit more than it had early on in camp. But name a camp winner for me so far. Jourdan Lewis, the corner, is next up here. We mentioned Anthony Brown. I want to give Lewis, and I think Deshaun Wright, who we'll kind of get to later on here, some love as well. Lewis had a few strong days. As overall, the defense has outperformed the offense, which shouldn't be either a surprise nor a concern. The Cowboys have done quite well in terms of building the defense in recent years. One more winner, that is left guard Tyler Smith. And although technically speaking, Connor McGovern is still your starter, he's been the one getting reps with the start of the ones. It's been a heavy rotation. And it's pretty clear, based on every single report out there, that the other T. Smith is better than the other Connor M. McGovern has not looked all that great. Smith's power is on display. He's not been perfect. He has gotten beat. That's okay. He's young. Adjust your expectations correctly. But Tyler Smith, matter of when, not if, he's your left guard starter, and I think before week 1. Programming alert for you guys. The Cowboys Report live edition is moving to Monday for the start of the 2022 NFL season. That starts this upcoming Monday. So don't miss out. Make sure you are following us there on the Cowboys Report, youtube.com/Cowboys TV. Turn those noties on. We'll be back live again on Monday. To the losers side, because life has losers, deal with it. Big time loser, James Washington, because the timing of his injury and the severity of it is almost a worst case outcome beyond being out for the year. He will miss 6 to 10 weeks and probably closer to the 10-week time frame, which means by the time that James Washington is back and healthy, Michael Gallup is already back too, most likely, which means now your bridge replacement at receiver doesn't get a chance to show much because Tolbert's already ahead of him. Gallup will be, and obviously Lamb will be too. So instead of getting a chance to show receiver 2, receiver 3 ability, he's going to be stuck, I think, and I fear, as a backup. I got 4 more losers. I kind of cheated, by the way, on this list. Coming up next. Before we get to it, Name a camp loser for me so far. Drop that name in the comment section. Kelvin Joseph is our next camp loser, and this was almost a Nashawn Wright's your camp winner, because I do think Wright has outplayed Joseph so far. He's been out there, he's been healthy, that's always a good sign, but Joseph so far has suffered from what I call, it's a Wouzier syndrome, of course named after Chidobe Awuzie, where he's in position, and he just can't find the football and locate it, and he ends up getting beat by guys that maybe he shouldn't be getting beat by so far. I'm not out on Joseph. Again, he hasn't played very much football, but the camp breakout I was hoping for has not appeared, at least not yet. There's plenty of time still for camp and the preseason before week 1 in September. Maybe your biggest camp losers, the friggin' kickers, once again. It is not going well, although there is a favorite early on in terms of the actual production. We've tracked the numbers thanks to all the reports from Todd Archer, Jeff Kavanaugh, Belt, etc. Jonathan Garibay, on normal field goals, is 20 of 32, 62.5%. Yikes. They did the Mojo Moments thing, and Thursdays was better than the previous weeks. He actually made a couple. 3 of 9 in those high-pressure, unique situations. The favorite in terms of the production, but not who John Fossil wanted, is Liram Hajrullahu. He is a little bit better. 24 of 32 for 75%, and 6 of 8 on the Mojo Moments side. Here's the problem. None of that production is good enough. And I know they're doing tough situations of some longer kicks, some into the wind. Make your freaking field goals. Like that, this team and this coaching staff and this organization is too prepared to play close games. The kicker will cost you a game again. They did it last year. The key part about not investing in a kicker, UDFAs and Hajrullahu, is that if they're bad, cut them and move on. There are other kickers, Kai Forbath, some USFL guys, Michael Badley. Go get somebody. Don't just assume that we like our guys. That is the whole reason why I didn't want to draft a kicker, which, by the way, there was only one drafted this year, so don't give me that BS. Cooper Rush is next up here, and this one is a bit under the radar, I think. Will Greer's had some nice practices. Rush, not so much. It's not his best stuff so far, but I think he's more of a gamer, much like Dak Prescott, than a practice guy. At one point at camp, though, he had 3 straight fumbles on snaps. Now, I think part of that was it's a lefty center with James Empey and I think, or Alex and I think James Empey too, which isn't, that's unusual, but 3 straight fumbled snaps is unheard of. Even in training camp. And Will Grier has flashed a little bit, and we know Doug Nussmeier likes Will Grier a lot. So I'm going to pay a little bit closer attention to the preseason than what I'd planned to in terms of the quarterback battle, potential battle between Will Grier and Rush. I do still think that Rush is the favorite, though. So with that in mind, pick a backup quarterback. Type in CR for Cooper Rush, or type in WG for Will Grier. Who do you want as quarterback 2? Sound off in the comment section. One last camp loser. I'm cheating here. It is the other injured guys. There's quite a few of them, and it's unfortunate that wasn't on offense. 8 injuries to make note of. One good news kind of tacked in here, though. Matt Waletzko, he suffered the shoulder injury. We will see when he ends up coming back. Jabril Cox has a minor knee issue, but he should be back on Saturday. Sprinkle and Ferguson tight ends are a bit banged up. That hurts them. Rico Dowdle and Aaron Champkin both have COVID at this point. Ryan Nall has the previously discussed shoulder issue, 2 to 4 weeks. Good news, Dontario Drummond is off the PUP list. That news came on Thursday before our live show, so good news for Drummond, but he did miss some time early on. That does it for today's Cowboys Report. If you are a real one and made it all the way to the end, we appreciate it. We'll show you some love if you spam a real one for us in the comments section.